Welcome to Beginning, Intermediate, and Advanced Playwriting. Advanced Playwriting, Lesson 3.5, Why Write a Play, and Getting into Production. Until just over 100 years ago, live theater was the only medium of drama. When films came, some people said that film would kill theater, but it didn't. When radio came along, people said that would kill theater, but it didn't. Then television came along and people were sure that theater would now die. In fact, people have been saying for decades that theater is dead. And while they've been saying it, more and more theaters have been growing up in towns and cities. More and more plays are produced every year. Now we have video games, the internet, movies on demand, and at the same time, we have more theater than ever before. Every town, even tiny towns, has one or two or more little theaters. Little theaters grow up to be regional equity houses, and more little theaters spring up in their place. Colleges and universities have thriving, excellent theater departments. Every grade school and high school has their drama program and their seasonal performances. Shakespeare festivals abound to the point that on any one day in the summer, Shakespeare's plays receive more productions than they did during the whole of his lifetime. Theater is thriving. Why? Because it processes human passion right before our eyes into something that can be powerful, memorable, and life-affirming? Because while we are watching the play, it is created before us every moment by the actor's sweat and passion? Because we are part of the creation we are watching, since at every moment our silence, our cooperation, allows it to continue? When a play begins, the company and the audience agrees to accept an alternate reality. We make it real with our assent. When the play that you write is in production, the audience enters into the playwright's mind. The reader of a book is alone and puts it down at intervals. The play unfolds in front of everyone, the actors playing out the ritual, filling it with their passion, so that it is created anew as it unfolds. The playwright has the opportunity to bring the audience into her mind's world, to live there for a spell, and the audience assents. Because humans are empaths, they ride the story from the point of view of the characters. They experience the world as the characters do. When the characters are changed by the events of the story, the audience undergoes that change too. The playwright's greatest power is the ability to change people's minds and hearts through their art. If the play engages the audience, seizes their minds and hearts by setting and sustaining a significant tension level right from the start, the playwright can cause them to undergo this experience. To be in the back of the theater while the audience is under the spell of your creation, to feel the tension in the audience that reflects the tension on stage, to see the audience move and even breathe as one while they are entranced by the story on the stage, is an experience I wish on every one of you many, many times. Writing a play can take everything you know, both consciously and unconsciously, from your mind and from your heart. To engage your actors' passions and to communicate to your audience's hearts, you must write as much from your passions as from your intellect. The level of complexity that you can build into a play and then artfully disguise so it seems simple, inevitable, will take a level of craft that will create you as an artist as much as you create the play. What else are we doing here but creating ourselves to the best of our ability? What better way to show it than to create an experience that will bend minds and change hearts, if only for a while? What you don't want is to be watching your audience shift and wrestle, read their programs and look at their watches, while the actors try to infuse depth and meaning into words that are empty of passion or importance. You want many things of your audience. You do not want them to have to be polite. Going to see a new play ought to be one of the most exciting experiences a theater lover can have. But how often have you sat there, bored and unsatisfied, because nothing important is happening on the stage, moment after moment, or even after an hour? Now that the revolution in acting, begun by Stanislavski, has created actors who are better, more capable, more amazing than ever before, it is time for playwrights to step up. Right now, the greatest dramatic literature is being written for television series. Playwrights need to set a higher bar and write to the level that the theater can encompass, and that is why you should write a play. I hope that these lessons have been helpful. I look forward to spending a delightful evening in the theater watching your work. So now that we're on the subject, let's talk about production. A play is not complete until it's on its feet in the medium for which it is created. So how does a playwright get a play produced? If what you mean by produced is a theater in New York City, on Broadway, then all you need is a lot of money or a lot of connections or both. For the rest of us, in this nation of 50 states and 320 million people, the place to look is local. First of all, once you finish your play, you will need to test it. Get some friends together and get them to read the play to you, preferably on their feet, while speaking or walking the stage directions. To make sure that all of them are equally well rehearsed, don't give them the script ahead of time. Do a cold reading, because that is the best test of the play. Actors are really good. They can fix mistakes if they see them twice. Don't let them. At this stage, fixing the mistakes is the playwright's job. It is traditional to pay for the actor's services by feeding them, but do the reading first and feed them afterwards. Have a few extra people there to watch, and see if you can watch the play through their eyes. See where the play holds everyone's attention, actors and watchers alike, including you. See if there are places where everyone's interest and focus flags. These are very likely tension level bobbles. You'll want to track these and fix them. While the reading is going on, you should not have a script in your sight. The play is not on paper. It's on its feet in front of you. Watch what you made, not the words you wrote. You should be able to tell how well the play works by the feeling of the air by the end of it. If everyone is elated or moved or otherwise possessed by their passions rather than their intellect, then the play worked. You may have sections that you need to fix or alter or strengthen, but you did raise a wellspring of passion, because saying the words consecutively and audibly has brought it into the room. That is a successful script. If everyone is quiet and polite at the end of the reading, that's not a good sign. If they end up yelling at you, that is a good sign. The passion in their voices was created by the play. The words don't matter so much. Don't let the post-reading discussion run itself. Passionate work sometimes brings up unexpected reactions. Make a list of questions you need to know about how your play worked for the audience and set the tone of the discussion right from the start. You need to know, did you like the play? Simple, and by the flavor of the air, you should already know the answer, but ask it anyway just to establish the fact. Did you like the first act better or the second act? This is important because you want the second act to ramp up from the first, or else you have a huge tension level bobble built right into the structure of your play. Who is the main character? Make sure it's who you think it is. What characters did you like best? Get them to list them in order. This can be interesting. What is your favorite scene? Or, if you had to see a scene over again, which would it be? You should ask yourself this too. Was there a place where you lost interest in the play? Don't worry if there are many different answers to this question. If, however, many of them lost interest at the same place, then you know where you need to look for a problem in the script. After this, you should know basically how your play works. If people give you more feedback than is useful to you, absolutely do not argue, and never, ever explain. If it isn't in the text, and it needs to be in the play, you have more work to do. To deflect too many notes, open your notebook and scribble in it while they are talking. It doesn't matter what you scribble. Then, thank them for their note and ask another question about your play. When you know that your play will work in the theater, that is the time to take up every opportunity that is afforded for playwrights today, and they are legion. Go for it. At the same time, and most importantly, look for a local theater company that you can become a part of, because most new plays are produced by people who know the playwright personally. These ground floor productions will teach you a lot about how to write your next better play. If there is no cooperative local theater, get some friends together and do a rehearsed stage reading for a public audience. Where? Anywhere. In the library, coffee shop, church hall, community center, or even the park. Send press releases and announcements to local publications, websites, and community calendars. If playwriting is a long-term commitment, then join up with some theater people and start your own theater company. There is nothing better than being in control of your own production. Start a company of playwrights and actors where you do bare-bones productions of each other's work. Theater doesn't need to cost a lot of money. It does take time and effort, but don't let the cultural bias convince you that the only theater that is important is being done in Manhattan. That is a remnant from a century ago when it was true. Small, backroom companies that do good work eventually become important theater companies. Even if it doesn't, at least in the meantime, your play will have an existence off the page, and that is where you will learn the most about playwriting. Theater bubbles up from the basement, the garage, the back room. That is enough to go on with. Get to work and blow the roof off. If you would like more information on playwriting, my manual, Playwriting, the Merciless Craft, Comprehensive Techniques for Mastering Beginning, Intermediate, and Advanced Playwriting, is available from Amazon as both an ebook or a paperback. If you have questions or comments, or are interested in a workshop or master's class, you can contact me through my website at thecarolwolf.com.